How is the water over there? I mean, is it?
It's actually very hard because
really?
you live the island is basically chalk. Honestly,
What?
that's why they say the White Cliffs of Dover and all. It's chalk. The water is very hard, and you have to de-lime scale. Like we have a kettle and all that, and you have to de-lime it every couple months, and washing machine and all, because it accumulates.
Wow. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's really intense.
Is it enjoyable in any way, or is it?
It doesn't taste bad because I mean I'm used to Philadelphia tap water and all that stuff,
which I think is illegal now.
I was going to say by this point that's as they put the droplets in it, it turns green or yellow. So this stuff is actually the lime is good. Is actually purifies it a little bit, but it makes it hard. It makes it like raging. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I wonder about that. If you think about it. So lime, is that like an alkaline? Is that like an alkaline-based thing?
Kind of. The irony is it takes alkaline to get rid of it. So when you de-lime scale everything, you have to hit it with like vinegar, any kind of alkaline-based stuff to get rid of it. So it's really.
Is that why you have is that what the lemon oil is for?
That is exactly. It takes care of the. Nothing cleans up the water, makes it softer, like some lemon oil.
It's just it's funny we're kicking this off with that discussion because for some reason, my wife and I were talking last night about Winston Churchill.
Oh yeah.
Another Brit. Well, it turns out that I have, unbeknownst to me, have basically copied his drinking habits.
Really?
Yeah. So Winston Churchill was, and he had stated this in many interviews where they had asked him, they're like, "Oh, Winston, are you an alcoholic?" And he says, "No, I don't know, because I do rely on it." So his morning routine was a whiskey in the morning before breakfast. He called it his morning mouthwash, which is like, by the way, for those who are watching, Scott is actually in drinking hour. We're at like 1 o'clock on our side, but as Johnny Depp says, isn't any hour happy hour?
Every hour is happy hour, right?
So, and he would drink champagne with lunch and dinner, and then he would move on to the brandy.
Yeah.
But all of his speeches, all of his iconic speeches, he was kind of in the bag.
He was plastered, and a lot of those, I totally, it's like, you ever watch The Honeymooners? I mean, those guys were roasted. I mean, Jackie Gleason was absolutely. Blotto, man. I mean, like all those old timers did that.
What was the Gleason?
We're the old timers now.
We are, Tony. We have to keep on the tradition. Which I am doing.
I don't know about that.
Which I am doing. I'm trying to keep it alive.
Well, Gleason was 5 packs a day and was perpetually pretty much in the bag.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Highballs.
And all those shows, you watch them back, and it's like, oh my God, man. Also, I don't know if you guys used to watch, but I used to watch the Gong Show when I was a kid.
Yeah, the unknown comic.
They were absolutely roasted.
Yeah. Oh no, who was the host? Oh, come on,
Chuck Barris, Chucky.
Thank you. See, I don't need a producer with Scott around.
Chucky.
You ain't gonna get the answer for me.
That dude.
I'm still storing my assets.
Tony knew that. He just was holding back to see if the new guy knew it. He's like, let me see if this McGill guy knows what he's talking about.
I mean, but Chuck, man, he was like, you could tell just by the way he walked out. Just like,
all of those guys. Remember J.P. Morgan?
Oh, yeah.
Remember she used to fling herself at she was absolutely plastered. They just, oh my God. I love watching those old.
That was great. That makes great TV. Kind of like what we're doing now.
It really does. Kind of like it's right, just like that. But before I leave Churchill, there's a few. Did you see not the documentary? Did you see
the movie they made? Right? Yeah.
I
didn't see it.
It's interesting. Oh, I forget who was Churchill. What was it like? What's his face? It wasn't.
I know
it wasn't Gary Sinise, was it? I mean, it wasn't. It was somebody like that, really good. But it's not bad.
Right, in terms of the depiction?
Yeah, it's based around World War II, so it doesn't go.
Yeah.
But Churchill's a fascinating guy. I don't know much about him, But I do know about him escaping from South Africa, the Boer War,
Yes.
and Gallipoli was an absolute travesty and all. But there's a lot there.
Well, that's interesting. You bring up the South African thing, because when he went to the front lines, he took, I think, 3 cases of wine, 2 cases of like he's going to the front lines and he's stocked on booze.
Guess what? If I was going up against the Boers in South Africa at the Free Orange State, I would have been drinking too, man. I would have definitely been doing some drinking.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I think and I am not purporting drinking.
No. Well, the Boers. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys. The Boers won the first war. I mean, that first conflict, the Boers actually came out on top. It was the second one where the British, I think, established. They were the one that they actually were. Got the better of it. But I think the first one. Yeah, I think the first one was the Boers. So
well, that's what it took. It took a case of wine.
So wait a second. We are talking about Star Trek right now.
That's correct.
Yeah.